Good afternoon. My name is Irene J. Lee. It's my great pleasure to be here to share the concepts and the landscapes about AI with you. I got my master's degree of EECS because of my computer science major. I took AI course, formally trained around 30 years ago. Like all of you, I continue learning about AI. I used to be a principal engineer and a data manager of British Telecom and the global program manager of internet security for Hewlett-Packard. When I worked with British Telecom, at the time, the infrastructure we planned or prepared is a frame relay data network. Many of my colleagues, the earlier colleague from BT, work with innovative and strategic team of various telecom company like Dutch Telecom, planning and preparing the infrastructure of sensors many years ago. Why? Probably you know the recent article from Wall Street. The gasoline and the oil used to be money, right? But nowadays, data, big data is money. Talk about AI, we have to talk about data, especially big data. From the earliest enterprise data to web data, internet data to sensor data, Intel used to call sensor data wave as a tsunami, and the enterprise data, web data, internet data, sensor data is coming as a tsunami. After Hewlett-Packard, I started a company using real-time 24/7 big sensor data to monitor and ensure safety of critical structures. Like iWatch, monitor the human health. Doctors help to diagnose the health of the patients. We work closely with NASA, Boeing, Airbus, Embraer, US Forces, BMW, Norwegian Defense, British Petroleum, Chevron, Bowman for spacecraft, aircraft, helicopters, UAVs, pipeline, heavy machine. We have been working hard toward material AI, which requires the discipline of physics, mathematics, material, mechanics. We have a lot of experimental data with simulation plus mathematical equation to prove our concept and the results. Of course, computing and AI, like many other fields, multi-disciplines. Let's start with the broad question. What is artificial intelligence, AI? I have a very important slide to share with you. No matter how much I determine not to bore you, I cannot help to notice my note here. This boring stuff can be valuable. AI is entire field of study like mathematics. We used to put AI under computer science. Now, since it's grown big, AI is entire field of study like mathematics, okay? And machine learning is the subfield of AI, much like algebra is the subfield of mathematics. And going down to another level, like deep learning is the subset of machine learning. Deep learning model can be further broken down something like discriminative models and generative models. LLM, take a look at LLM here, large language model, also fall under deep learning. Today, we are talking about the artificial intelligence. I want you, all of you, to take away from the talk is the following landscape. This slide. Let's take a close look at it for 2 minutes and memorize it. I know what you are thinking. Another boring lecture. Yes, this is exactly the second important takeaway today. Just extra 10 more minutes might be very boring 10 minutes. You probably would ask why you put 2 minutes up there. I shared my AI talk with my 3-year-old granddaughter. She told me, oh, no, 10 minutes is too long. Let's put 2 minutes. I listened to her. I did. But this extra 10 minutes habit to dig things through would lead us to be a true, curious STEM experts. After this hour, you would have a clear understanding about AI, understand most of the AI conversations, and gradually to grasp the ideas of many useful AI videos by yourselves. If you have kids, if you know Bonnie rocks, say, I can do it by myself. I can do it by myself, right? Comb the hair, tie my shoes. Yes, you will be feeling very proud of yourselves. And most importantly, you would have no fear about AI any longer. The landscape I'm sharing, which is going to last you for a lifetime. The good news is I have only one slide. The topic today should be one slide to understand AI. Professor Chen, my husband, was so worried. I see many question marks on his face. You can see his GPU is running. GPU actually is multi-CPU, okay? It's just like our human brain. He sees a total outlier. Yes, one slide. Yes, one slide. However, inspired by Mrs. Rachel, my 3-year-old granddaughter's favorite show and her trend model, I have apples. I have several pineapples, bananas, and tennis shoes here. I will share with you why I have this. My daughter and I spent short days in London. She's an attorney, young attorney, work at her London office for some times. I visit a helicopter company there, decided to spend some short time with her. I took the advantage of a jet lag, watching her working day and night, literally day and night as a mother. Okay, as an engineer, I was thinking hard how AI can help Sam in attorney. Sam is a good attorney. She has 3 valuable traits. Those traits are so important for a good attorney. First, like all of us, she likes gossip. She likes to share. She likes to listen to her friends to share patiently, always. She's a great writer. She used to win the national champion of writing. She can write beautiful stories. She knows law very well. She's convincing, so she can write a convincing story to persuade judge and jury. Think harder. What can be replaced by AI? How AI can help, right? She had a pro bono case earlier to help with an innocent Oma to get out of jail. When 4 attorneys in Los Angeles federal court, they lost the case. Federal judge denied the probation of Oma. They were so sad with tears. Oma pat their shoulder, tell them it's okay, he will be fine. When she drives the other 3 attorneys back to their Orange County office, the night she told me there's a truck in front of her car. Thank God it's Tesla. She saw another car from opposite direction directly hit the truck, and she quickly moved the car to the rightmost lane. She immediately heard a big, big bang from the other 4 cars behind her. The night she called me, she told me, Mom, I'm sad Oma has to stay in the jail, but if we are alive, there's hope. Yes, AI can help and replace many things, but not all of the things. Enthusiasm, passion, love, tears in the sparkling eyes can never be replaced. In London, we took advantage to see the famous London Theatre, right? As a grandmother, listen to my 3-year-old granddaughter singing and dancing Let It Go all weekend, of course. I picked Frozen. Let it go, right? I just came back 2 days ago. The blue dresses all over and Let It Go fill all of my mind. I was never so nervous before about the talk in front of SheHeroes, since it's important to me and my value. So I'm not an exception. Prepare a thick pile of notes. Of course, my husband, Professor Chen, smiled and advised me that I cannot talk about AI like a robot. So I let go of my thick notes. And the other favorite song my 3-year-old granddaughter loved very much is Bonnie Rock's song. I can do it by myself. I can do it by myself. Okay, let's jump out of my mind. I can do it by myself. I can comb my hair. I can tie my shoes. Okay. I would like to advise you the same to let it go of old concept of AI. That AI is hard. Let it go of the fear of AI and the fear about losing control, losing jobs, and be willing to learn and to encounter and solve AI problems. Statistics predict there are at least 97 millions of new AI-related jobs by 2030. We talk about AI and machine learning. Do you know? Let it go, or I can do it by myself. Exactly how the machine learning is working. This machine learning is a computer program which takes input data to generate trained model. Then a 60 years old can adopt the same trained model to drop her thick notes. It might not be that clear. Let me give you another example. Okay, like Nike shoes. I mentioned earlier, I have many Nike shoes here. My future son-in-law is a professional basketball player. Used to play with Laker, now in Euro Cup. They have many Nike sponsored shoes. I observed many design of the shoes. If you see, this is so thick, very airy. And this one, so light. And you see this one with thick bottom here. This one, so light. Can believe it. Flexible. Machine learning, if you take all designs of Nike shoes as input and input to computer programs, okay, train the model. The trained model would be able to predict next popular design for youngsters. If we use Adidas design input to exactly the same trained model, we would be able to predict next generations of Adidas popular design for youngsters. That's machine learning. Adidas learned from trained model of Nike, and we have learned from a 3 years old Emery. A 60 years old can benefit from exactly the same trained model. That's machine learning. Okay. Two of the most common type of a machine learning model are supervised and unsupervised learning models. The key difference is supervised model use labeled data and unsupervised learning model use unlabeled data. Supervised, unsupervised sounds so fancy. Actually, so straightforward. Labeled data and not labeled data. Let's take a close look at landscape again. Deep learning, okay? All right, let's think about deep learning as layers of learning, like building a sandwich. Imagine you have to teach a baby how to recognize picture of fruit like apple, banana, and strawberries. I don't have strawberries today, but let me show you. First layer, the baby look at a very simple thing first. Let me see, I have apple here. Like tiny shapes or lines in the picture. It's like looking at edges of the fruit. Maybe an apple has a round shape and banana has a long curved shape, right? Here. And second layer, after figuring out the shape, the robot moves to the next layer. Actually, it's a baby, okay? The robot. It starts recognizing big details like the color. Maybe it says red of the apple, yellow for bananas. Then come to next layer. We got third layers. Actually, more layers, more sophisticated, more smarter. The third layer is the final layer. The baby or robots puts all the detail together, the shape, the color, and texture, right? Texture. Say, oh, this must be an apple. And this identified, it must be a banana. Each layer helps the robot or baby learn more about the fruit, just like building up layers in a sandwich to make something complete. The robot or baby use deep learning to understand things in steps, for simple to most complicated, until it gets really good at knowing exactly what kind of fruit it looks like and it's looking at, okay? And really know exactly what kind of fruit it's looking at. So deep learning, like giving a robot many layers of understanding to figure out something really, really well. Let's understand what discriminative AI. Take a look at the landscape again. Discriminative AI is. Discriminative AI uses supervised learning model. As we learned, supervised learning model use labeled data. Let me give you an example. We are trying to identify SheHero CEO, Miss Lori Nelson. We know Lori is a UCLA graduate. See, we labeled Lori as an UCLA graduate. Label the data. That's discriminative AI. You remember we talked about machine learning, supervised, unsupervised, labeled data, unlabeled data. For Lori, we use labeled data, a UCLA graduate, traveled the world, another signature, labeled data. Beautiful inside and out. Then Eric Chen, Grant's elder brother, whom is also an attorney, a UCLA graduate, will be jumping out. It's me, it's me. Well, it's not the answer we want. Okay, so we would add another 3 new signature label like female beauty and name Lori Nelson. And the third, we can add began the career in Los Angeles filming industry. Then a famous actress and model of 1950, Lori Nelson, will be pop up. In order to find out Lori, we would have added another signature, labeled signature. like served as ED of Shakespeare Grove Center and SheHero CEO. Now we identify Laurie, the Laurie, SheHero we have loved. Let's have another example. Imagine you have a basket of fruits and you want to teach a 1-year-old baby to tell the difference between apples and banana. You show the baby lots of a picture of apple. See, this is apple, this is Honeycrisp. That's another kind of apple. It's Gala, right? And different shape and the size, maybe this little bit rotten. We want to tell the baby the difference between apple and banana. You show the baby lots of a picture of apple and a banana and tell the baby this is an apple and this is a banana. The baby learn the key feature of apple and a banana, like a color, shape, and the texture. Now, when you give the baby a new fruit picture, it uses what it has learned. It uses what it has learned to decide if the new fruit is an apple or a banana. This process of telling the difference between two or more things is called baby learning. Actually, also discriminative AI. It's like the baby is a fruit expert that can identify which fruit it's looking at based on what it has already learned. In this way, a baby focuses on learning how to separate and identify things like apples versus banana, instead of creating something new. This is called discriminative AI. And remember, discriminative AI uses labeled data. We only output numbers, classification, like it's lorry or it's not lorry. It's a span or not span. It's discriminative AI. Scientists observe baby learning, designed computer with machine and deep learning program to copy exactly how baby learns. Do you think discriminative AI is scary? No. Discriminative AI by itself isn't inherently dangerous, but like any technology, it can be misinformed, can be misused. Garbage in, of course, garbage out. We also have to grow ourselves to know, to learn, to distinguish the good and the bad. Okay? There are many examples about generative AI. I had one recently I encountered when I hold my 10-month-old granddaughter wherever we see mirror or shining windows. There are dressed up nine-nine, sports wear nine-nine, busy nine-nine, and smiley nine-nine. Nine-nine in Chinese is grandma, father's side of grandma called nine-nine. I pointed to me, nine-nine, then pointed to Lyndon, say, Lyndon. She understands and smiles at me all the time. Yesterday, Lyndon visited me with her parents. Saw me busy writing my thick notes for SheHero. with messy hair, dripping black eyes. I expected a big warm hug. Instead, first time, she cries. I think from old Nine images, she draw a beautiful, kind, confident, neat, and smiling Nine in her mind as generative AI. For discriminative AI, that's not Nine. Okay. We have many useful generative AI applications like Chat GPT, Google Bard, DALL-E 3. From generative AI, we can input text and output text like ChatGPT, right? Input text, output image like DALL-E 3. Input text, generate video like Midway. And input text, output 3D games. I forgot the names. Also another very common example, right? Generative AI. Let's see. You tell the magic art tool, draw me a dragon. The tool uses a special sphere to create a dragon picture, just like you imagined, with a shining scare and a fiery breath. Now, if you say, draw me a unicorn, the magic art tool uses it creatively to make a unicorn with a sparkling horn and a flowing mane. Generative AI works kind of like this magic art tool. Okay, first looks at lots of dragon and unicorn pictures to learn what they usually look like. Then, when you ask it for a new picture, they use what it learned to create something new that matches what you ask for. Just like our magic art tool can draw new dragons or unicorn, generative AI can make new things like pictures, stories, or even music based on what it has learned. People scared of AI might fake stuff. Generative AI is the one often being misused by people to generate some fake image, faked video, electron. That's exactly yin yang, right? There's good thing, there's bad thing. Exactly. A lot of opening, a lot of opportunities for our SheHero to target and to tackle. Last, LLM, large language model. Take a look at the landscape again. Imagine you have a giant talking robot that has read every single book, article, and story ever written. If you ask a question like, tell me a story about a superhero, the robot can quickly put together a cool new superhero story just for you. The robot doesn't memorize all the stories. It learns the pattern of words and how they fit together to make sense. This is like how a large language model works. It's a super smart computer program that has learned from tons of text. So when you ask something, it uses what it has learned to give you an answer. Write a story or even have a conversation with you. It's like a super brainy robot friend that knows how to understand the language and create new sentence just by learning from everything it's read. Give you an example how the large language model works. If we ask, what is the capital of France? Of course, we know Paris, right? How? Why? How does life come out the Paris, right? Since on the internet, whenever you see Paris or over, often followed by many capital and France, the large language model automatically will grab Paris for you, okay? I think of large language model, I think about my parents. My father, he's 101. He's very knowledgeable, read lots of books. Whenever we ask advice or not, or did something wrong, he would have a convincing and relevant story to share. Don't you think that's large language model? And my 92 years old mother, she would have a way, a convincing way to conclude from her collective of knowledge. How to have a balanced life is the most challenging and the most important thing in our life. I think we all have the experience. The parents often have their ways to steer the collection information to teach and to mentor us. Most of them are good, of course. LLM can help a lot, as you just learned, right? But often, if there's a good, there's a bad. We have an image to share. The image is a helicopter. I told the DALL-E 3, show me the image of a helicopter with connected smart sensors, the piezo sensors. This is what DALL-E 3 gave to me. Don't you feel a little bit funny? There's the cable kind of dripping down. Do you want to buy this helicopter? I think, of course not, right? Actually, our sensor, network sensor, is very hidden in the body of all this critical structure, no matter how rotorcraft, helicopter, or aircraft. But there's no way on the internet, since it's too new, it's innovative technology, it's too new, there's no way they can find this type of image. So that's the reason have a dripping cable. Why do I show this? As we have many smart girls here. A lot of information, right, being misused. And to generate fake news is information we put it on. Like Facebook, for instance, just be sure we share the information within our trusted group. Okay, it's on the internet, it's forever on the internet. That's a friendly reminder. Just want to share with you. Congratulations. I'm sure we all memorize the landscapes of AI now. As one of my favorite sentences I learned when I first arrived here in my computer science classroom. AI, a piece of cake. Thanks to SheHero CEO, Laurie Nelson, Dr. Sophia Yan, Dr. Michelle Krauss, Amanda, Julie, Megan, for putting this together. Thanks to my younger son, Guan Chen, for dragging me into this. Give me an opportunity to learn about the most cool SheHeroes. It's a Sunday afternoon, and you are here. Indeed, you are my heroes.